violence or no other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
Person just outside a Taco Mac restaurant in Cobb County this afternoon, and police say the suspected gunman is now in custody.
Not the Taco Mac, so we got the Waffle House off limits, Denny's off limits, McDonald's off limits, Chick-fil-A on MLK Road off limits. Now you have the Taco Mac in Cobb County, Smyrna over in Smyrna off limits. You can't make this stuff up. These super gremlins are on demon time.
To the Cobb County Police Department, the shooting took place in a parking deck right behind the restaurant. So far, police have not revealed what exactly led up to the shooting or the potential charges the gunman is now facing. One witness tells Fox 5 she was inside the restaurant with her co-workers when the shooting started.
There were so many shots that went off. It was not one or two, and it was bam, 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 one right after another. And so it sounded to me like a single shooter that like emptied his whole magazine. There were probably 15 or 20 shots that I heard, and then when the shooting stopped, there was a pause in the shooting, and we all took off running out the door.
Police say the investigation into the shooting is still underway.
Two teenagers heading to school this morning were in a terrible crash that killed one of them. Their SUV hit a utility pole on Mullinax Road. That's near Denmark High School, but the victim was actually a student at a different school. Channel 2's Taisha Fernandez is live in Forsyth County. And Taisha, power crews are still out there installing a new utility pole.
Wendy, these crews have been out here for hours trying to get a new pole up after the crash completely took out the one that was here. Let me show you what investigators say happened. The teens were on the side where you see the crews. They were heading north on Mullinax Road. They took this curve here, lost control, and rolled and ended up crashing into the pole that was here.
But it was so many emergency vehicles out here that I was like, well, what is...
Devin Manigo lives about 100 feet from where the crash happened in Forsyth County Tuesday morning.
When I left, there was no accident. I came home, and then that's when there were like so many cars. And
Forsyth deputies investigated the crash. They say it was 8 a.m. when a 17-year-old driver and their 16-year-old passenger were heading north on Mullinax Road. The driver lost control while taking this curve. The SUV rolled and hit a utility pole on the passenger side. The crash killed the 16-year-old passenger and injured the 17-year-old driver.
that curve isn't really that sharp, and just like, well, what happened? You don't know all of the detail, but hearing that a child lost her life is just the saddest thing.
We reached out to a spokeswoman for the Forsyth County School District. She said the student who died attended Alliance Academy for Innovation, which is like a college prep school in Cumming. Counselors were available at the school to help students who knew the teen. While these power crews installed a new utility pole on Mullinax Road and deputies continue to investigate the crash, Devin Manigo said he believes thick fog may have contributed to this accident.
I haven't seen fog that thick before out here.
So they're saying thick fog contributed to the accident, but if I'm not mistaken, one of the individuals was actually shot. And this just goes to show how dangerous the roads are, where a car accident can easily have been a shooting turned car accident.
Deputies have not mentioned anything about fog yet, but they are still investigating the crash. We're still working to identify the teens.
Chico.
We're live here in Forsyth County. Taisha Fernandez, Channel 2 Action News.
Developing. Tonight, we now know the name of a 13-year-old shot and killed last night outside a skating rink. Atlanta police say the teen was shot and killed Saturday night in the parking lot of a Southwest Atlanta skating rink. Channel 2's Larry Spruill is live in that area. Larry, you found out the name of...
So we have a 13-year-old shot, and they don't want to give the name of the skating ring up. They're about to give us the name of the young man, but the skating ring is Cascade. And Cascade has been on my radar and everybody else's radar since the movie ATL with T.I. in Lower London, okay? This skating ring used to be a great place for young adults, young teens, black teens to go and party and have a great time and rollerblade and skate and have fun. But what happened is it has become very dangerous. The op culture has infiltrated the party scene, and now it's a post-up spot to show how hard your crew or your clique is. And when that happens in the community, that inevitably leads to people losing their lives. Okay, you have all types of illicit activities going on at Cascades as well, and all of this kind of leads up to what is going on. So where do we go from here is my question, because you have a 13-year-old boy shot and killed at Cascade skating ring, and nobody's saying anything about it. None of the cast from ATL is coming out. You don't see Bow Wow or T.I. or any of these guys coming out and speaking against this. I think Bow Wow was roll bounce, not ATL. But either way, okay, it's pretty crazy.
That team.
And just from the Fulton County Medical Examiner's Office tell me that teen is 13-year-old Deshon DuBose. He was shot and killed right here in this area, right off Cascade, near Cascade Skating Rink, right off MLK Southwest Boulevard. Now, we have new information, new video also into our newsroom. Atlanta police say 13-year-old DuBose was shot and killed last night in the parking lot of Cascade Skating Rink. All of this happened around 11:24 Saturday night. Police officers responded to calls of a shooting. Atlanta police say when they arrived, they found Deshon with multiple gunshot wounds. He also died at Grady Hospital. Now, police are still working to find out what happened here last night. I also spoke with a crime specialist. He has been very involved with the most recent crime involving teen violence. Hear from him coming up at 11. We are live in Southwest Atlanta tonight. Larry Sproul, Channel 2 Action News.
All right, we'll see you with that update tonight at 11. Thank you.
Yo, what's good, BGZM News 17 family? I'm at the corner of Jesse Jackson and Marcus Garvey, and I got some bad news for you. As you can see, I lost my job. I'm out here living in cardboard boxes outside of boarded up vacant homes. YouTube said I'm done getting money out here in these streets. They even took my funky ass suit. So anything right now would help. So go ahead and hit that Cash App, hit that PayPal, hit that GoFundMe. Hell, cop the merch. Or if you want to make the long-term commitment to the Jinquavius Jackson Fund, join the Patreon so that I can continue to put out top-notch content each and every day. Also, check out the Rumble, where there is absolutely no censorship. Link in the description box below.
Hey, yo, ain't that nigga Jinquavius? Yo, I recognize.
No, that's not me no more.
Hey, yo, run your pocket.
Y'all tell me what they say.
Do the opposite of Antonio Brown and take over
What
your
more
show.
do you want from me?
Happened outside a family. A lot of questions about what exactly happened outside a family entertainment center in Southwest Atlanta. Channel 2 has learned 13-year-old Deshon DuBose was shot and killed outside the Cascade Skating Center on Saturday evening. Channel 2's Larry Sproul is live at the skating center. Larry, you tried to get answers tonight about what exactly happened.
Yeah, Justin, I try to talk to employees here at Cascade Family Skating Center. They asked us to leave the property as a matter.
There you have it. They tried to talk to people at the skating rink. Communitized, completely silent. On the death of a 13-year-old boy, radio silence.
In fact, even the security guards there across the street asked us to leave nearby parking lots numerous times. But city leaders say this is a very tough time for the community. Sunday night, Atlanta police are still trying to figure out what happened outside the Cascade Skating Rink. It was around 11:24 Saturday night when officers responded to the parking lot of Cascade Family Skating off Martin Luther King Jr. Drive in southwest Atlanta for a shooting. The Fulton County Medical Examiner's Office tells me 13-year-old Deshon DuBose was shot and killed. Another teen killed in senseless violence, says youth and crime expert Bruce Griggs. Griggs is with Save Our Sons mentoring program. He deals with at-risk teens, but he says what's going on in our country, in our city, is out of hand.
It's got to be addressed as a public health issue. These young people are out there.
They're out of control. These are not just young people. These are super teen gremlins on demon time. You know what that means? You know what that means? Sisters, come get your kids.
Committing senseless crimes. They have continuous access to guns.
Channel 2 Action News was on scene of another deadly shooting Sunday morning around 10:30. Police said 4 people were shot at an apartment complex at 3132 Buford Highway. They found 1 man dead inside the apartment and 3 other men shot. Griggs.
Damn. Bruh, what have I told you guys about these ATL apartments? I mean, look, I'm in the city, bruh. My feet is on the pavement, dog. My feet are on the pavement. I see what's going on with these super gremlins. You can't tell me any different, bro. They have no direction, no care in the world for authority, no care in the world for discipline, structure. I mean, the city is going to hell in a handbasket. And this 13-year-old boy's blood is on your hands, community. It's on your hands.
Says solving the gun violence requires a lot more work than what's being done.
This is National Mentoring Month. I'm not knocking the basketball programs. I'm not knocking the chess programs. But these are not the programs.
You hear what he said? He ain't knocking it, but it ain't working. What have we talked about on this channel? And man, it just, it gets me fired up. Gets me fired up because I get persecuted for making this type of content. I get clowned online making this type of content. I mean, I get shadow banned. I get demonetized. They don't want my message to get out there. But you have this older brother who's speaking on the reality, speaking on the facts. Midnight basketball don't work. Chess clubs don't work. All this stuff don't work. Black kids are not interested in that. They're not interested in rec centers unless they can, you know, post up with their crews outside of it and look hard. They're not interested. How do we get them active? How do we get them interested? How do we get them to, you know, do the right thing? Just simple things, man. Go to class. Simple things. How do we get them to do the little things right? It's not midnight basketball. It's not chess club. The old guard has spoken. The OGs have spoken, and they said your solutions are not solutions.
Programs. I'm not knocking the chess programs, but these are not the programs that's going to change this violent behavior.
Nope.
He says you have to reach the teens where they are and at a young age.
We've got to get to them as early as 5, 6-year-olds.
As for the shooting of the 13-year-old,
I'm almost certain that the perpetrator of this crime is under 15 years old.
You heard what he said. He said he's almost certain the perpetrator's under 15. That's different.
Now, Atlanta City Councilwoman Andrea Boone released this statement to me. It says, in part, she says that this is a somber time for our community as a young boy's life was tragically cut short. This type of violence is especially abnormal for this area. Now, she continues on to say to see this type of violence is deeply disturbing. Any loss of life is felt in our community, but for such a young boy to fall victim to this here, it is very tragic. Meanwhile, police are still trying to figure out what happened. They are also looking for suspects. If you know anything about what happened here, you're asked to call police or Crime Stoppers. We are live in Southwest Atlanta. Larry Spruill, WSB Tonight.
Another child is dead in our community at the hands of gun violence. New details.
I'm sorry, I had to stop her there. Not community, communita.
Today from police in a shooting where a 13-year-old boy was killed. Deshon DuBose's death has been met with shock today. community leaders and families, they are still searching for solutions to better protect Atlanta's youth. 11 Alive's Brittany Klein-Peter is live along MLK Boulevard near where this shooting happened. Brittany, tell us more just about what went down in the community's response.
So Atlanta police have confirmed to me that they believe 13-year-old Deshon DuBose was at the Cascade skating rink prior to being shot, but they say they found him with those gunshot wounds closer to the boulevard right up here on Martin Luther King Boulevard behind us. We have actually a grassroots organization that has come out to pass out gun locks and just raise awareness about firearm safety. All of this following this shooting over the weekend. Police say there were other kids at the scene when officers got there, and they discovered DuBose had been shot twice. They haven't released any details on a suspect. The boy's death, though, has renewed calls to end the senseless acts of violence.
Nobody's talking. Nobody's talking. This is a community. There you have it. Okay, no snitching rule is fully in effect. 13-year-old boy's life doesn't matter to black people. Prove me wrong.
Taking children's lives here in Atlanta. Within the last few minutes, I did mention that grassroots organization showed up here. The gentleman in charge, Jack Logan, telling me he is here because there's just too much gun violence involving children in our city.
You want to see young people be able to go out and have a good time. When Deshon left home, his mother, his father, or grandparents look forward for him being able to come back home, where he didn't make it back home.
And like I said, I'll have more with Jack Logan coming up tonight. These are the gun locks, though, that he's handing out. He said he's handed about 25,000 out this year. Guys.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.